Let's dive into the nitty-gritty.
This film, I guess, was released November 4th, 2016. Had a budget of $2 million. Box office was $219,319. I'm not sure where those things come from. I feel like it must have been released to streaming, and it was like based off of rentals or downloads or whatever. But
because it never got a theatrical.
I don't believe so. No.
Yeah, like that could just be theatrical numbers if it got a limited release, and then they don't count the streaming stuff. But I'm actually kind of shocked. Like I thought, okay, $2 million. Maybe this had a chance of making its money. Nope, guess not.
And Willem Dafoe,
make 10% of its budget.
Nick Cage, the guy who wrote Taxi Driver, Raging Bull.
Right.
I mean, Paul Schrader is he's won. Phil, at least he's won an Oscar for writing, not for directing, and definitely not for acting. But he has won. His films have won Oscars for various different things. Like we mentioned in the last Bringing Out the Dead, that Affliction won James Coburn. James Coburn. Yeah. He won an Oscar in Affliction.
He won the Oscar.
And but directed by Paul Schrader. This was actually technically. It's based on a book called Dog Eat Dog by Edward Bunker. And then a screenplay was written based on the book by Matthew Wilder. But then Paul Schrader kind of went in and changed things a little bit. So he gets kind of a co-writing credit on this. But technically, he's not the writer of the film. And it shows.
I bet what happened with this is that it didn't have enough of a budget to even get any marketing, and then didn't get a theatrical release if it did. Because I think if you just marketed this and then released it and just said Nick Cage, Willem Dafoe, written by the guy who wrote Taxi Driver, or whatever, or directed by the guy who wrote it, you would have got enough people randomly seeing it to make more than $200,000 and probably could have made their budget back. But I feel like the studio saw this and was like, no, we're not even going to market this. We're not spending any more money on it. Just dump it on streaming.
It was wrought with peril from the very beginning. Apparently, so Paul Schrader, in order to keep the budget down, he got together with a bunch of like film students, and most of the movie was like fleshed out over a summer. Like they came up with the ideas of like how it was going to be shot over the summer with a bunch of film students, and he decided at one point that this book that was totally serious and not funny, that it was turned into a screenplay that was totally serious and not funny, needed to be a comedy for some goddamn reason. And it shows that it's kind of ham-fisted comedy into a movie that was obviously about some really fucked up things.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Suicide Squad.
That kind of works because the movie ended up being not funny. So I guess it's in the theme of the story, the book not being funny.
Yeah.
I want to go and read this book now because I want to see how it differs from this film. Because I feel
apparently
like
it's way different. Nick Cage's character gets away at the end. Spoilers for what you're about to see. But a lot of different things, like the whole third act was completely dropped from this movie. The third act that was in the book is completely dropped. And again, it shows. Runtime 93 minutes, so it's not too much time out of your lives, but goddamn it felt like it.
Kept checking that runtime.
Oh my god!
Really, I didn't.
More. Come on.
I didn't with this one.
The first time I didn't, quick. But the second and third time I was like, Jesus, just let it end already. Rotten Tomatoes gave this a 50%, which is surprising to me. 50%. The Weatherman had 59.
That's being mean to the Weatherman. That's coming from me.
What's funny though is the audience score 19%. So the critics were probably like, well, let's give Paul Schrader the benefit of the doubt and You know, probably didn't even watch the movie. They were just like, well, it's probably good. Paul Schrader wrote it.
Yeah, Paul Schrader, crime drama, Nick Cage. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be good.
movie.
Willem Dafoe's in it.
Hour and a half. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Metacritic score is actually higher, 53%. It's kind of surprising numbers aside from the 19% from the audience.